Hello everyone, it's Joe here from Draft FPL, and we are back with a weekly series helping you find some good value free agents and waiver pickups in Draft FPL. I just have to apologise from the outset for my voice. As you can hear, I'm a little bit croaky. I've been away for a week, I missed game week 23, I've been on holiday, went skiing, had a great time, and I'm now paying the price. So bear with me, I'm going to get through my picks as quickly as I can, get out of here and get a soother. First pick this week then is Doughty of Luton, available in 24% of draft leagues, and that data is powered by draftfc.co.uk as always. Link down below in the description, use code SNAKEDRAFT for 1 month free trial. Very useful draft tool. I definitely recommend I use it for all my videos, so I can definitely vouch for them. Luton have got an interesting little run here. Sheffield United at home this week is the standout fixture, game week 24. Sheffield United have improved a little bit, but they're still pretty blunt going forward. Luton's defence is kind of terrible, but Doughty has loads of attacking threat, great delivery, good on set pieces, and someone that, you know, I think is a very, very good pick considering the dearth of clean sheets in the league this season. Attacking defenders are the way to go. He's only available in 24% of leagues, but I do think he's definitely worth a pickup if he's free, not just because of the Sheffield United at home game. They've also got a double game week in game week 25, along with a couple of other teams. United at home, Liverpool away is definitely not like a dream double game week, but I do think that Luton can have some joy in that United game at home. I think United are not a team to fear really, so that's definitely not a bad fixture. And then Liverpool away is kind of the bonus one. Hope he comes out of that with 2 points and you're on to a winner. They do then blank in game week 26, which is why that Liverpool game has been moved into game week 25, because Liverpool play in the Carabao Cup final in that weekend. Game week 27 is Villa at home, which is okay, not too bad. I don't love the Luton defence long term, but I do think for game week 24 and 25 could be worth a punt, especially with how reliant they are from set pieces from an attacking point of view. I think if Doughty's not free, I'd go for Osho, available in 100% of leagues. He scored at the weekend, very aggressive aerial threat, and I think all of these teams coming up could suffer from set piece delivery from Luton. Next up, we have Kivior of Arsenal, available in 99% of leagues. He came on at half-time for Zinchenko in the previous game, and I think that Zinchenko's injury doesn't sound that bad, but I don't think Arteta's going to risk him in this West Ham game. I think we're going to look to protect him at all costs, really. So I think Kivior will probably start at left back. There may be news in the press conference. I'm recording this ahead of like any news at all really, so I will be keeping a close eye on it, but I probably will pick Kivior up in the waivers if we've not heard anything by then. I can always then drop him if it comes out that Zinchenko's fit and he's almost definitely going to play, but sneaking suspicion that Kivior starts this one, and Arsenal's defence is by far the best in the league. It's not even close, so I would back them in basically any game to have a good chance at a clean sheet. I think off the top of my head they were maybe second or third in the clean sheet percentages this week, something like 40% chance, which is plenty good enough for me. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be taking Kivior in a couple of leagues if I can, and then I can always re-drop him if it looks like he's not going to start, but my hunch is that he probably will. I don't know how long it'll be. We might get bad news about Zinchenko if it is a little bit longer. There's some decent clean sheetable fixtures coming up, and actually Arsenal's clean sheet record away from home in recent times has actually been a little bit better than at home. They've been pretty good at stifling teams away from home, and the next 3 away games, West Ham, Burnley, Sheffield United, are pretty fantastic. So I definitely fancy an Arsenal defender in this period if I can get one for free. Next up is Badiashile, available in 97% of leagues. Chelsea are an absolute mess, but the only team really that are in a worse mess at the moment are Palace. Elise came on at half-time last weekend, subsequently got injured. He wasn't fit enough to start, so why would you risk him when you're 3-0 down at half-time? Not sure. 10 minutes, goes back off again. Again, I don't have any news on him or Eze, but I don't think either of them are going to play, but we probably will get some more news on that. If both Eze and Elise are out injured, I'll definitely be trying to snag a Chelsea defender. They're actually really highly owned, which is strange considering how bad they are. And it is actually quite difficult to get a Chelsea defender off the waivers. I do think Badiashile will probably start. Well, probably might be a bit strong, but I think he's going to start. I think Poch is going to kind of roll the dice. Their defence has been so bad lately that it seems like a change is absolutely needed. He didn't look too bad after he came on at the weekend, so I think he probably gets this Palace game. The fixtures after that are terrible. City away, then a blank, then Brentford away, so it's definitely just a 1 week punt. And to be honest, like, if I own any of the other Chelsea boys after this Palace fixture, I'd probably drop. The defence is bad, the fixtures are bad. There's got to be better options out there, but for game week 24, I think decent pick. On to midfielders then. First up, an old favourite of mine, absolutely sorted me out at the end of last season, Curtis Jones, available in 93% of leagues, and the fixtures are pretty nice for Liverpool. Burnley at home this week is the plum fixture of any team. Then we've got Brentford away, Luton at home, a fantastic double in 25. Then it is the blank when they play in the Carabao Cup final. Then Forest away in 27, another good fixture. So 3 out of the next 4 are brilliant. If you've got enough players that you can bench for 26, then it's definitely worthwhile. If not, then I'd be happy to play him in 24 and 25 and then drop. Szoboszlai looks like he's out injured for not maybe a long period, but at least like the next couple of weeks. So I think Jones is pretty safe to start for the next 3, which is all you really need out of him. 24 and 25. He has actually played a lot of minutes, Curtis Jones. Kind of goes under the radar how much he plays. And he has been known to pop up with goals and assists in the past. With kind of a lack of their creative players, I think this could be a period where he does quite well. So definitely someone I have got my eye on. Next up, we've got Ross Barkley. What is this picture, by the way? How did they get the light in this badly? Available in 90% of leagues. As I said earlier, Luton's fixtures, game week 24 and 25. I'd be happy to take a punt. Sheffield United at home, and then the double of United at home, Liverpool away in the next 2 is pretty decent. Barkley's actually been playing really well, and I'm quite pleased for him because I quite like him as a player. I quite like watching him play football, so I'm quite pleased that he's doing well. And I think Luton are kind of fun in general, and a team that I'm happy to back. Their attacking data is actually really good. They're something like 7th, I think, when I did the cheat sheet over the last 6, which is way better than I expected, but they have been doing well going forward, and definitely got my eye on Ross Barkley for sure. If I can snag him in a couple of leagues, I'll be happy. Just mainly for this next 2 game weeks. Sheffield United at home, then the double game week. I fancy Luton to score in both of those games in game week 25, to be honest. In fact, all of the next 3, Sheffield United and Liverpool, I think they'll score in all 3. And Barkley has been pretty central to everything they're doing. He's not always, in the box. He's playing a little bit deeper, but I do think he's got that technique and he's got that skill level where he can make things happen. Next up, we've got Harvey Barnes, back from injury, came on at the weekend against Luton and scored. Available in 73% of leagues. He's been out for a long time, and surely he's going to come back in the fold pretty soon because Newcastle are struggling. Their players are knackered and they need something to kind of turn their fortunes around. And I think Harvey Barnes could be the man. I was really, really excited about this transfer at the start of the season. So the fact that he's now available in 73% of leagues, Newcastle have pretty good fixtures coming up, could be a really, really smart pick up this. So I'm definitely going to be diving in. Forest away, Bournemouth at home, and Wolves at home, 3 of the next 4. They've got Arsenal away in that as well, but I think those other 3 fixtures look really strong, and I think he's going to get back in the lineup sooner rather than later, to be honest. I think he's a really talented player, and I think Newcastle need a bit of a change, so I suspect he'll be coming back in reasonably soon. As long as he stays fit, then we should be golden, and I think, I have fingers crossed for him because I do like him as a player, and I hope he can stay fit for the rest of the season and be a factor in the season. On a similar note, Ansu Fati came off the bench this weekend as well, also available in 89% of leagues. I wouldn't go for both Fati and Barnes, but If you fancy taking another punt on Fati, he's probably been my most frustrating asset of the season. I think the only times he's ever returned, I've benched him. So very frustrating. We don't know when he's going to play, but they do have some injury problems at Brighton, don't they? Buonanotte, I'm still not convinced, so it wouldn't surprise me to see Fati take his spot on the right-hand side, or even see João Pedro go out to the right and Fati playing the 10. I think they can kind of all do all the roles. So after this week at Tottenham, they've got a decent little run. Sheffield United, Everton, Fulham, 25-27. I mean, Tottenham's a good fixture at the moment. Their defence is terrible. So I do like Fati over this period if he can get in that starting 11. I mean, I'd love to sit here and say I know what De Zerbi's going to do, but I don't, because no one does. It's ridiculously difficult to figure out what he's going to do, especially when they don't have midweek games. You can kind of plot and ploy when people are going to be rested, when there's a lot of midweek fixtures, but when there's not, it seems like a total lottery. But I do like the risk because there's definitely upside there with Fati. On to forwards then, and we've got Armando Broja, available in 58% of leagues, moved from Chelsea to Fulham. I think this is actually a really good signing for Fulham. It definitely strikes me as exactly the kind of player they need. He is similar in a way to Mitrovic in his stature and his aerial threat, but he's really good with the ball at his feet, Broja. Underratedly good, I think. He's kind of struggled at Chelsea this season when he's had chances, and I can understand why Chelsea fans are saying he's not good enough for them, and maybe he isn't, but I definitely think he is good enough to be playing for like a mid-table Premier League side, and I think he'll do a good job at Fulham. I think the team kind of sets up well for him, so I fancy him in this coming period. I expect him to start. We don't really know for sure, but if we're being honest, Jimenez hasn't really set the world on fire, has he? So I think Broja will get a decent chance at having a crack at this team. The fixtures are kind of mixed. Like, they're all okay but not great. Even Bournemouth at home this week is alright, but Bournemouth are a decent side. Villa at home is okay. United away is alright. Brighton at home is okay. So it's not like the fixtures jump out at you and say you need to get him in now, but that might not be the worst thing, because at least then if you don't go for him straight away and he does okay, people might not jump on him because they don't have those amazing fixtures coming up, and it might give you a little bit more of an opportunity to suss him out and then see if you want to go there yourself. But I actually do think it's a pretty good signing for Fulham. I think it's smart, and I suspect he'll do okay there. Okay everyone, that wraps up my picks for Game Week 24. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, check out the Patreon in the links down below, and we will see you next time.